If you're a teacher, you know that feeling, right? That little voice of doubt that can creep in and make you question everything. Well, you are definitely not alone. And more importantly, there's a practical way to build real, lasting confidence. So let's dive in.
First things first, that feeling of uncertainty, it is absolutely not just you. Whether you're fresh out of college or a seasoned vet who just needs a reset, it's super common. It's not a personal failing. Think of it more like a known challenge that comes with the territory.
I love this quote from educator Jorge Valenzuela because it's so honest. He's basically saying his confidence wasn't something he was born with, it was something he built. And that right there, that's the whole point. Teacher confidence isn't some personality trait you either have or you don't. It's a skill you can actually develop.
And look, this isn't just a nice idea, it's a real, urgent need right now. With the current teacher shortage, we have so many passionate people coming into the classroom from all sorts of different backgrounds. They've got the drive, for sure, but they need a practical toolkit, a solid foundation they can use to teach with confidence from day one.
So if confidence is something we build, what are the building blocks? Well, the answer isn't just to, try harder. It's a very specific concept, and getting a handle on it is the real key to unlocking confidence in your classroom.
Okay, and this is where we have to make a really crucial distinction. We toss around the term self-confidence all the time, but what we really need to be focusing on is self-efficacy. They sound kind of the same, but they're not. Self-confidence is your general vibe about yourself. Self-efficacy is way more specific. It's your belief that you can absolutely nail a particular task, like teaching a new science concept. And because it's so specific, you can actively work on it and make it stronger.
Yeah, think of it like this. Self-efficacy is that inner voice that says, I can do this. Not I can do everything, but I've got the tools to handle this specific challenge right in front of me. It's a huge shift from a vague feeling to a really focused, powerful mindset. And this isn't just some fluffy, feel-good psychology. It has a huge, real-world impact. Research has found a direct link. When teachers feel more capable, when their self-efficacy is high, they are way more likely to try new, innovative things in the classroom. And guess what? That leads to better results for their students. It's a total win-win.
So, how do we build this task-specific belief? Well, not with vague affirmations in the mirror. You do it with a concrete plan. You need a blueprint for your lessons that you can master, one little piece at a time.
And here it is. This is a fantastic, research-informed starting point. It's a structure for a pretty standard class period. Now, is it the only way to do things? Of course not. But it is a solid, dependable framework you can lean on to build that confidence.
Let's just quickly run through the flow. You kick things off with a hook to get your students interested. Then a short, focused mini lesson. That's your direct instruction. That flows right into student work time. A quick brain break helps everyone reset, then it's back to more work. And then, crucially, you wrap it all up with a debrief. See? Every single step has a purpose.
Okay, so that's the big picture. Now let's zoom in. We're going to look at a few of these key steps and pull out the specific strategies that will actually build your self-efficacy, one lesson at a time.
That mini lesson, that direct instruction part, it is so critical. You've only got about 10 or 15 minutes, but in that short window, you are setting the tone and the expectations for the entire class period. Getting this part right is a massive confidence booster.
So how do you make those few minutes really count? Just think of it like a 4-point checklist. Number 1, unpack the goals so students know the why. 2, hit those misconceptions head-on before they can even take root. 3, model the task using that classic I do, we do, you do approach. And 4, clearly explain what's going to happen during work time. You nail these 4, and you are set up for a great lesson.
All right, let's talk about work time. To avoid that sea of students just possibly filling out worksheets, flexible grouping is an absolute game changer. It's a research-backed way to make sure every student is engaged, collaborating, and actually using academic language.
And listen, this doesn't have to be super complicated. You're basically just creating 3 zones of activity in your classroom. Some students are working with you for some targeted support. Others are working with their peers, learning from each other. And a third group is working on their own. This rotation is your secret weapon for giving every student exactly what they need.
We've talked about the start and the middle, but you know what? How you finish is just as important. A really strong ending does 2 amazing things at once. It helps the learning stick for your students, and it gives you the feedback you need to get even better.
The classic exit ticket?
It's a fantastic tool for this. But instead of just asking, "What did you learn today?" try flipping the script. Ask a question like this one. It shows your students you value their opinion, and it gives you pure gold, real data you can use to make your next lesson even better. Talk about a direct path to building that self-efficacy.
So let's bring this all home. We've looked at a common problem, a key concept, and a super practical structure. So what does all this really mean for you on your path to becoming a more confident teacher?
Here's the most important thing to remember. Your belief in yourself as a teacher is not set in stone. It is the direct result of mastering small, specific skills one by one. By focusing on doing just one part of this lesson structure really well, and then another, you're basically collecting evidence of your own competence, and that is how self-efficacy grows.
So I'll leave you with a question, a challenge, really. Don't try to change everything all at once. Just look at this structure and ask yourself, what is one small piece of this? Maybe it's a clearer learning goal, a new kind of exit ticket, or just a 2-minute brain break. What's the one thing you can try tomorrow? Because that one small step, that's the beginning of building truly unshakable confidence.